Okay, trying to start the broadcast again. Well, welcome back. We are in Singapore. This is the qualifying session. Our Tier 1 drivers, welcome back to the broadcast. It is Bob O'Connor and King Straw. We do apologize for the technical issues which we encountered a couple of minutes ago. King Straw, thank you very much for joining us. Could you just take us through what we see as far as the qualifying is concerned? We have just over 7 minutes to go.
Right now, we see that Titus is very strong. Fastest driver right now, and then you have Josh.
Yeah.
So it's going to be very interesting. CK, I don't think CK is going out for a lap, which is interesting because is going to post up. Zotile is number 5 right now, and is out on an out lap. So it's interesting. A few people spinning. Spizo is out, and I saw Lewis also spinning and hitting the wall. Like I said, the track is very, very, very slippery at the tonight. So we are going to see a lot of that.
We will definitely see a lot of that indeed. Now, would you look at that? You were speaking of Cicle on a set of medium tires, sets a 137.1. Currently provisional P2 as things stand. 137.1 medium tires. Straw. It's advantage Cicle. It's advantage. Yeah, because
Bongs is fun. Bongs is out.
Oh, Bongs is our second driver with a who did not complete the session, unfortunately. Bongs had to set a 140.989, as you can see there. His name is grayed out. Unfortunately, Bongs and Spizozo are the two drivers who are out. Provisionally, P11 and P12 as things stand. Welcome back to this broadcast. It is F1 Breakaway, our Tier 1 drivers, our top tier drivers, as we see Cicle, who might be making his way back in on an in lap, or is it another hot lap attempt? We will see as he finishes this sector. We've lost Nick. Nick has retired from the session. He's the third driver who is out, unfortunately. So he's lost their car there. Nick could only put in a 139.668, and that was good enough as things stand so far for P10. So Nick will hope that nobody can better that time from P11 onwards as things stand. Well, Cicle has set a 137.1 on those medium compound tires. Will he be coming back in? Yes, he's coming back into the pit lane. Now, there's a yellow flag, presumably because of the cars that we've just lost. Inati joins Nick and the other two drivers. Inati is the latest driver to crash out. Yellow flag throughout here, all sectors, sector 2 and 3. Oh, the drivers are falling like stones.
This track is very, very dangerous at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. It is very dangerous at the moment because of the ice on the track. It's very slippery. So you're gonna see a lot of accidents like this tonight.
It's if we're gonna see that, it's gonna be a very, very, very dramatic race as we are watching Josh here, who was one of the first drivers to come out, has managed to, well, pretty much stay punching among the top runners here. Their best time that they had set was a 137.2, as you can see. But it looks like they might be on an in-lap.
Yeah, he's on an in-lap. Let's check Smuda out, because I think he's on a fast lap. Yes, Smuda is on a fast lap.
Yep, as Kid K says, it is tense up in here. We want to ratchet up all the tension with just under 4 minutes to go before this session is over. Welcome to the Singapore Grand Prix. We're in qualifying here. If you've just joined us, this is T1. Tier 1. Kid K asks if they can DNF in qualifying. Imagine what's going to happen in Tier 2. Well, imagine what's going to happen in Tier 2. And speaking of which, Tier 2 will be happening immediately after this race. Our Tier 2 drivers are also in Singapore. They will be taking their chances and taken to the track as quickly as they can. As Buda goes just over a tenth quicker in that second sector than the previous time that they had set. Now here comes Buddha trying to go through those chicanes, like you were saying, trying not to go too hard and risk an invalidation. So he's taking it nice and clean here into this into this left-hand turn. Oh, it looks like he might have gotten slight damage. I saw a piece of debris there, but Buddha keeps the fourth, still 137.475 as things stand.
Fastest sector 2. I don't know. I think he lost time on the third sector.
Yeah, might have slightly hit the wall. I saw a piece of debris flying out in that lap attempt there. Currently out on an out lap, we have Titus, who's still sitting pretty comfortably on that provisional pole position, 137.163. Ciclay is looking to challenge that pole position. Ciclay had set this time that you see 137.1 on medium tires, but Ciclay is now out on a set of softs. As we looks like there was a driver who had kind of crashed out there. Selby, looks like Selby. Yeah, Selby, as you might have seen from Ciclay's point of view. Selby crashed out.
Buddha is out. Buddha is out.
Buddha is also out. So the driver's kind of pushing hard, trying to go for those best times that they can. And as things stand, well, we only have.
I think the safety car driver should warm up right now because he might be needed a lot tonight.
Safety car driver might get driver of the day, as we often see. Everybody's crashing. Laments Kaboza in the comments. This track is tricky, says Kid K. Yes, it is. We are seeing drivers absolutely struggle here to keep their cars pretty much on it. Let's see where with Ciclay here. Let's actually go on board and take a closer look and see what it looks like from Ciclay's perspective. Takes it nice and clean as they go under that Fanatec branded sign, and really looking to take advantage into the slower corner here. And
you see the apex nicely, like slow in, hit the apex, and then out.
Ooh, Mellow! How's that? 137.083. Very close to 137 flat from Mellow the Mellow, laying down the gauntlets here in what is presumably Mellow.
Is also up from his previous time, so it's going to be interesting. This is going to be interesting.
Going to be very interesting indeed. In fact, Titus might be further along on the grid, actually. So let's see exactly how Titus goes. 136.869. First driver into the 36s goes Titus. Ciclay will look to have a little something to say in answer to that. What can Ciclay do? We are on board with Ciclay here. Ciclay by now knows that Titus has breached into the 136 mark. So what can Ciclay do? Mello has done the best that he can with that 137.083. Okay, how does Ciclay do? Punches it to the finish line. 1:35.935. How's that? Ciclay drops the mic.
Yes, it's crazy. Faster than everyone else.
Ciclay has just dropped the mic on the entire grid with a 1:35.9. How was that for a qualifying effort?
Right now.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Dineo, welcome to the race. We see you. Dineo is scanning Zotile. Sabawell, a Zotile win, says Dineo in the comments. Ciclay screams Bankobi is what an effort that was. Crazy.
It's gonna be an interesting night, man. It's crazy.
An effort.
Over a second faster. When Texas hit 136.8, I was like, okay, this is done.
Yeah.
No one will beat this. And then CK is like, hold on, hold my mic.
Yeah. Hold my mic indeed. Let's take a look at the grid as things stand. Your pole sitter is Ciclay, followed by Titus. Then we have Titus. And then we have Mello, and then Josh. Sbuda sits 5th, Fundo is 6th, Zotile is currently 7th on the grid. We have Lung's teammate in 8th, 86er is 9th, and P10 goes to Tindo as things stand here at the end of this qualifying session. We then have the rest of the grid. Streezy, if you could take us through the rest of the grid from P11 onwards.
We have D-Wax on P11, we have Inati and Nick who crashed out. So we have to look out for them on the race and how they will do. We have Romeo, which I said you must look out for because he's improving.
Yep.
Although it doesn't show with his time right now, but he's really improving. And then we have Bongs. Bongs has been one of the unluckiest drivers this season for both Tier 1 and Tier 2. Like, he's been crashing like crazy. So I hope tonight he's going to do well. We have Spizozo, we have Selby, and then we have Loveness at number 18.
What a qualifying session we had. Well, Streezy and I pretty much thought that 136 would be the benchmark as far as qualifying goes. But then on that final hot lap attempt, Seaclay smashed it with a 135.935. The grid is set. We now look forward to racing. And now, of course, the drivers, as soon as we get into formation, the drivers will have an idea of what the weather looks like. Now, Streezy, I'd love to hear if the weather were to change, how that would impact your strategy. Let's say if it were to start raining at the halfway point of the race, how would that affect your thinking?
Yeah, actually, I'm looking at Zotile. Zotile is on the medium, so I'm wondering what his strategy is.
Yeah.
It will really. I think he's on the best strategy because he'll be able to go longer on the mediums. So everyone else will pit before him. But the problem is the track. They will take very long to warm up. Like I said before, like it's cold, it's icy.
Yeah.
So his mediums will take very long to warm up. So I wonder how it will affect him on this track. But you saw CK was flying on the medium, so it might not be it might not have huge impact on his racing. But this is uncharted territory for Zotile. I've never seen him qualify outside of the top 3. So it might be affecting him. So it's going to be very interesting. And it will depend on when the rain comes.
Of course, the drivers will be the ones who have that intel, who have that information. Kid K says, imagine this track with rain. No ways, I'd retire. Maspano says, hopefully there's no rain. That would be a mess. We are almost live here at the Marina Bay Street Circuit. 3, 4, 5 lights and...
Lights out!
And we wait for the drivers, and away we go. Seaclay, will they get a good start here? Leading slightly from Titus. Oh, they're with Will. And Titus gets that into the first corner, but Seaclay has the inside into the next turn, and he gets that move cleanly done. Will Seaclay get away? Mello is very, very close here, as we see, as Buddha seems to be tumbling down the grid here. It might have been a very tight yellow flag in Sector 1. Of course, there's been a slight incident over there. Seaclay leads from Titus and Mello. What a start that was. We saw them, of course, going side, wheel to wheel racing, and Titus was looking to get as good a start. But now the grid is set. Streezy, your thoughts on that start?
Oh yes, right now I'm checking the incidences. We have Lungs has collided with D-Wax, and D-Wax has been colliding with everyone. It's also collided with Tindo, and Loveness and Spizozo, and Nick has got a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, and he gained 2 places. So it's interesting at the moment. I thought Buddha had damage. He doesn't seem to have damage on his car. I think he just had a bad start.
A bad start indeed. Let's take a look at how the positions have changed as we come into this final sector of the, as far as the front runners are concerned, of this first lap.
5 places.
5 places, the 86er, and Fundo has gained 1. The big movers, of course, you mentioned Nick got that time penalty, but he gained 5 places. Bongs, a 6-place gain. And some of the big losers, people who have dropped. Tindo has dropped 8 places, Inaki has dropped 5, and Lunds has dropped 4 places. So what a start it has been here. We'll try to give you all the details as far as tires are concerned. Kid K says the drivers are focused, perhaps because we haven't seen a single DNF so far. But Streezy, as you mentioned earlier, the medium runners, it's going to be an interesting way to see how their strategy pans out. The 86er was, yes, go ahead, Streezy.
Yes, because interestingly, 86 has gained 5 places and Zotila has dropped a place. So well, let's wait and see. Let's give it like 2-3 laps and see how it's going to affect them their race.
As the safety car comes out, Inati is the first driver with that DNF. Zotal, as we mentioned earlier, was looking to take advantage of those medium tires and hopefully go as long as he possibly can. As long as he possibly can. But a lot of drivers, especially from P11 onwards, also decided to change those tires to medium. So Zotal is not the only driver there. All right. Streezy, take us through the top 10, and I'll do from P11 onwards.
The top 10 now, we have Siche, we have Titus, we have 86 who has gained 5 places, we have Fundo who has gained 1 place, we have Smuda who has dropped 1 place in position 6. We have Nick, who's gained 6 places. At number 7, we have Zotail, who has lost a place. At number 8, Spizozo, who is at number 9 and gained 7 places. He's the biggest mover, actually, in terms of gaining places. And we have Lungs, who has lost 2 places at number 10.
Yes, P11 sits Romeo, who is, of course, on the wheel looking to take as much advantage as he can. P12 is Loveness. And then we have Tindo, who has plummeted all the way down the standings, but will look to take full advantage of the restart. Selby is 14th, Man Ray 15th, Damnesia, Josh. What a nightmare start it was for them as well. Currently 16th.
Interesting enough.
16th.
Sorry to cut you off. Sike, Titus,
and
Pundo, and Tino decided to pit.
Into the pits. Would you look at that? Seathley has gone on a set of hard compound tires. Titus has for a set of medium tires, as has Mfundo and Lungs by the sounds of it. So these front runners have thrust themselves straight into the midfield, and by the time the restart comes along, it is going to be super fascinating to see how they navigate their way, hoping to get all the way back to the front. Streezy, Seakley is one of the championship protagonists this season. He's selected hard tires. Can these hard tires go all the way to the end? We are in lap 3 of 31. What are your thoughts?
Yes, they will definitely go until the end, but I'm just wondering if they will work out for him because of the track. Like, the track is cold, and hard tires take very long to get the grade to raise temperatures. So I wonder how it will affect his pace in this race. So it is a good strategy for going long.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting to see how it will affect his pace on this race. And I see he's not the only one. D-Wax as well on the hard compound.
Yeah.
So let's wait and see how it will go for them.
Let's wait and see indeed. Of course, now that has changed things as far as the grid is concerned. Mellow the Mellow now sits at the front in this race here. The 86er follows Mellow the Mellow closely. The 86er was one of the big movers, the big gainers of that dramatic start. Esbuda is currently third, but Mellow and Esbuda are on those soft tires still. So while they might have an advantage at the restart, it's going to be pretty hard the older those tires get. But they can thank their lucky stars that we haven't necessarily had hard racing pretty much from the first lap. So those soft tires are still fresh from Mellow, Sbuda, and Selby is the third and final driver who's currently on those soft tires.
Honestly, they didn't need to pit, to be honest. I'm still trying to understand why everyone chose to pit. Well, it was 2 laps in when they could have waited to go longer, because now almost everyone is on the median, so it doesn't really change much in terms of position change. Like, they lost track position now, so now they have to work their way up. CK is on the hard. Everyone is on the faster compound than him, so he has to work his way up back to the top, and it might take a lot for him and Titus.
Yeah, might take a lot for them as well. Now, to give you some context on how some of these top running drivers currently are doing on the standings, Mello sits in P1. In the Drivers' Championship, Mello has really had a really good couple of weeks recently. Mello currently sits fourth in the Drivers' Championship, and the 86er, who finds himself P2, currently sits P11 as far as the championship is concerned. So, if they were able to somehow maintain their grip on some of these top positions, they're in for a very, very, very good points haul. Inati, who is our first and only driver to have crashed out of the race so far, unfortunately, Inati has had some horrible, horrible luck. Just the 1 point in the championship standings. So the drivers who are still out here on this difficult track are going to look to take full advantage. Oh, yes. Kaboza says, I hope it rains for tier 2.
He just wants drama.
He wants to see drama in that tier 2 race. We'll remind you the tier 2 drivers are racing immediately after these drivers on the same track. Streezy, the safety car is in this lap. I cannot wait to see how Mello the Mellow plays it.
See now is there's even more ice on the track, so it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting.
Well, it is going to be an interesting restart. Cannot wait. We saw in the tier 1 race, so tier 2 race, how the drivers took full advantage of the restarts after the safety cars. Will we see similar drama here? Overtake with Teppo says, I don't think Singapore ever has rain, just like Jeddah. Well, one that's going to be dictating the restart. Now sending it, he's punching it, but look at that! Sbuda has taken full advantage and taken that second sixer. Sbuda taking full advantage there and has got that line. The 86er was slow to respond there. Not sure exactly how that happened, but Sbuda on those soft tires is taking full advantage. Streezy, those soft tire runners are going to have advantage as things stand currently.
Yes, like even if you look at Siche now, Siche is dropping back from Selby because he's on hard tires and they're going to take a long time to warm up. And I see now the mediums are struggling as well to warm up. So it's going to be very interesting in the next few laps to see how it will go, because now Sbuda is already 8/10 of a second away from 86er.
On the 86er, exactly, on those medium tires. So will that gap extend to a second, and will Sbuda fight his way out of the 86er's DRS zone? Well, time will tell. Look at that perspective. The 86er looking like they were falling slowly and slowly far behind. Let's take a closer look a little further down the grid. Zotal has fought his way up to 5th place. Now, of course, Zotal had lost a couple of places at the start of this race, but Zotal in that Red Bull is fighting back on those medium compounds. He did not need to pit. His tires, of course, are 4 laps old, as is the race coming into the 5th lap. Zotal is fighting and looking to get that spot from Nick.
Yes, and Nick is fighting with 86er. He wants to. 5 are very interesting at the moment.
Yes, as the Mellow sets a 143.322 further up in this race. Let's see how Nick and his battle with the 86er is going. Let's take a closer look, and that was another faster time that was broken fairly recently now. Welcome to you if you're just joining us. We see the viewers trickling in steadily. This is the Tier 1 race. We are at the Marina Bay Circuit as Zotal gets that move on the inside of Nick into that turn. That was a clean move. Nicholas looks to fight back, and he's going to have a fight on his hands. Zotal is making those steady climbs step by step up this grid, 86 Streezy.
Yes, he's a comeback kid. Like I remember the other day, I called him a comeback kid because Zotal seems to be making a lot of mistakes lately, and then he'll fall back in the grid, and then he'll fight his way back. So it's interesting to see what he's going to do right now, since he's not too far back.
Yeah, the comeback kid really making a case for that title, and now has the 86er in his sights. And I'm quite surprised, Streezy, those two front runners, that being S. Buddha and Mello the Mello, haven't been able to to get out of the DRS of the 86er. So 86er doing a great job and hanging on here.
Oh yes. You even saw him in qualifier that he was very quick. I think he has improved because he's also one of the drivers at the beginning of the season who was struggling a lot to score points and finish races. But now he's strong. Oh, and DNS has been enabled. So
yes, the DRS has been enabled, as we see the 86er really going quite hard into those curbs, but he's still within DRS. And importantly, Mello the Mello has broken out of Esbuda's DRS here. There is 1.1 seconds the gap between P1 and P2. But as things stand, taking you through the grid, we have Mello in P1. Sbuda is second. The 86er currently sits in third. Zotile 1.7 seconds behind the 86er, but Zotile has Nick to think about, who is just 4/10 behind, and DRS has been enabled. Remember that. Spizozo is behind Nick in that Aston Martin, chasing Nicholas down. Romeo, would you look at that, all the way up to P7 right now. And Loveness is going to get the move on the inside. Oh, he took a peek, but he could not get that move done. Loveness, he could, yes. Oh, but of course, Loveness is one of the most patient drivers, and when the situation calls for it, Loveness can also put up a mean defense if he can get past Romeo. But Romeo is not going to make it easy for Loveness. Strees?
Yes, and Romeo actually lost the place to Spizo, and now is being attacked by Loveness. So, and Loveness is one of the quickest drivers we have on the grid. Especially if the conditions are not favorable for anyone else. He seems to find pace, I don't know where, but he's very quick, and he's very quick on the straight, so it will be very interesting to see what will pan out between the two.
Yep, further up the grid, Zotile has got that move done on Nick. Zotile currently in third place, so Zotile has fought all the way up to the podium places. As we see, it looks like a driver's oh, he's definitely in the pit, so that's why he's tumbling down there. But Zotile getting that move done. Sbuda is Sbuda pitted. Yeah, Sbuda has pitted, as has Romeo, Josh, and Loveness. So a lot of movements throughout this grid here as we take you through. Well, the standings currently, it is Mello the Mello holding his own. Bongs in the Ferrari sets a 142.277. Bongs on those fresh sets of medium tires, so good going for Bongs there. Mello the Mello currently sits 1.9 seconds ahead of the 86er. On those soft tires, Zotile is on the 86er's tail now, less than a second behind, but Nicholas is looking to fight back and reclaim that spot from Zotile. So Nicholas is not going down without a fight. It is Friday Action Night on a Tuesday here in Singapore. Spizozo currently sits in P5. So great start, great performance from Spizozo so far. Selby, the soft Fundo, Titus in P9, and Lung's P10, Streezy.
Yes, and
yeah.
Who's pitching now? Who's the Mercedes that is pitching?
It is Mello the Mello, yes, who has to come into the pit lane, of course, going for those medium tires, of course, fairly later than the others did, which gives the lead of this Singapore Grand Prix to the 86er now.
Yeah, it might. Bong's getting a 3 seconds penalty, and this might work out for CK, because now you see he's at position 5 now. And he won't stop for a very long time. He might even...
And of course, the Seaplay will hope to cruise. Another connection issue. I do apologize if the drama of this race, as we're now getting another connection issue. We do apologize.
Is passing 86 hours. Zotila's number 1 right now. I'm just giving the viewers an update.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you off there.
Yeah, please carry on with the updates while we try and sort out this connection issue one more time. Yeah, please carry on with the updates.
Currently sitting at number 1. Zotile is currently sitting number 1, and you have 86 at number 2, and you have Nick at number 3. And remember, Nick has a 5 seconds penalty, so it will work against him. And you have Spizo at number 4. You have Sikhe now at number 5, who was number 10 not too long ago. Safety car out. Who crashed? The safety car is out, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we lost a driver though. Probably someone hit a wall or something, but they didn't break and they didn't lose the car. It's just that maybe there's too much debris on the track right now. And we see a lot of drivers are getting in on the pit. So now the positions have changed. Now it's Zotile, 86 Sikhe, Undo, Titus, Lungs, D-Wax, Menrace. Oh, it's Manja. Manja is out. Manja is out, ladies and gentlemen. Saying it's Titus, Lungs, D-Wax, Menrace, Buddha, Melo, Spizo, Nicholas. And we have Tindo, Selby, Loveness, Bongs, and Damnasia on the as number 17. Damnasia just overtook Bongs. And Bongs is on the pit, so Damnasia has moved 2 places up.
Ben Moby, it is a full safety car which is currently out. We do apologize for the visuals which we have lost. We are trying to sort it out as soon as possible. Mandla is the driver that has crashed out of this race. And as things currently stand under full safety car in lap 10 of 31, it is Zotile in P1. The 86 are currently second. Sifle is third on those 6-lap-old hard tires. And then we have Mfundo fourth. Titus is fifth. Lungs is sixth. D-Wax 7th, Manray 8th, Sbuda is 9th, and Mello, who's recently pitted, is currently in 10th place. The rest of the grid, please, Streezy.
Then you have Spizozo, you have Nicholas, you have Tindo, Selby, Josh, who's on a fresh hard compound. You have Loveness, you have Bongs on a 2 laps old hard compound. I think these hard compounds will work out very well, especially for Sikhe, because now Sikhe is number 3. So this might work for him as a strategy. It might be a master stroke here from Sikhe. Let me try and see what happened to Manja, how he lost his car. Oh, it doesn't. Oh, Manja collided with Bongs, and he crashed out.
Yep, and Zotile has came into the pits, and we'll see. We'll give you an update on where Zotile currently lands up. We do apologize for the visuals issue. We are trying to sort it out as soon as humanly possible.
And Zotile is coming out on the medium compound. And is number 15 right now. 86 is also on the pit. He's gonna come out as number. Let me see if he's gonna come out before Josh or after Josh. Or Bongs. Yes, 86 is number 16 and Bongs number 17. So the grid has changed. Now it's Sikhe, Mfundo, Titus, Lungs, D-Wax, Menray, Sbuda, Melo, Spizozo, Nick, Tindo, Selby, Josh, also known as Damnasia, and we have Loveness, you have Zotile, you have 86er, and you have Bongs. And I think the medium gang can actually go to the end right now, the ones that with new tires, so they might actually go to the end of the race, but let's wait and see. Safety car in this lap. Now we're going to do it like in the old days, like Ojo Wuja. So you guys are in radio right now. Welcome to Radio Breakaway F1 Racing. Our technical team is still working on the difficulties that we're having now. The issue will be solved soon. Sihle goes and is followed closely by Umpundo, and then it's Titus. They're going on the first corner. Sihle is still ahead. So there have been no changes right now in the positions after the restart. Number 1 up to 4 have really opened a huge gap from the guys behind. D-Wax is already over a second behind Lungs, who's at number 4. Someone has crashed. Someone has crashed. Well, but it seems like they didn't lose their car. They probably just lost their wing or something.
Yeah, we do apologize once again for the connection issues that we're having. We are having major issues as far as the network is concerned, and for that we do apologize. I just want to give you a quick update. We have Sifle currently leading in P1, and Mfundo is third. Mfundo is second rather, and Titus is third. Sifle is on 9-lap-old hard tires, and Mfundo and Titus are in 9-lap-old medium tires. Lungs is currently P4. What a fight back it's been from them. Buddha is 5th, D-Wax is 6th, Man Ray 7th, Spizozo has just overtaken Mello for 8th place, and Mello is now 9th, and followed by their teammate Nicholas in 10th as things stand.
Nick just got 3 seconds penalty. Oh, his penalties are piling up, ladies and gentlemen. Let me see now the penalties. Who has the most penalties? We have Okay, we have Melo with 3 seconds. We have Nick with 3 seconds. We have Bonks with 3 seconds. Titus has overtaken Bundo, ladies and gentlemen. Now Titus is sitting at number 2. Virtual safety car out. I think Tindo has had a minor crash. We
as the picture is restored, well, we do apologize for that major issue as we come back to Loveness setting a fastest time of 141.687. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I do not, because these are the issues that you're confronted with from time to time as far as the fiber network provider is concerned. But the most important thing that we have here today is the race in lap 16th of 21 as my network connection once again goes awry. So we do really apologize. Our network area seems to be throttling. I've been in touch with the people in and around this complex and people who do not necessarily live in my complex as well. So this is an area-wide issue which is affecting the quality of our stream here. And for that, we do apologize.
Can you please freeze so we can sort out this issue? Freeze the broadcast.
All right, we're going to try and sort things out as soon as possible.